And we're back here on Open. Well, BronxNet sat down with Council Member of the 11th District, Andrew Cohen, discussing participatory budgeting and what exactly that means for Bronxites. We bring you a look right now.
What exactly participatory budgeting is and what it means for Bronxites in your district.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me about this. Participatory budgeting, this is going to be the third year in our council district, the 11th council district, that we're doing participatory budgeting, and it's kicking off right now. And essentially, it's an opportunity for people who live in the district or have a vested interest in the district to determine how capital money is spent here on city projects.
And with the capital money being mentioned, how much money was available to spend this year in your district?
It's $1 million. Okay. Usually, there will be 5 projects usually that are ultimately picked. But part of the beauty of participatory budgeting is the idea process to me. So even though we've only committed $1 million, as it works out, a lot of times I supplement the projects with capital money that I'm able to get that's not allocated through PB. So in other words, if a project like a library project wins PB and it wins $200,000 through PB, but really we need $500,000 to make it happen, I try to supplement that with other capital money that I'm able to get.
Nice. And as a council member for the 11th district, why do you think your constituents chose these projects to be funded? Other than, there could be different things the money could have went to. Why do you think they chose those particular locations?
Well, again, I think for me, one of the great things is the idea generation. So people know their block better than I could ever know it, and they know their street corner better than I could ever know it. And having a diverse group of people from all over the district come up with ideas about how the money is spent, I think makes a lot of sense and gives us projects that are more representative of the entire district, and that all voices are heard, all corners are heard. So people come up with these projects based on their intimate knowledge of the community. And
if you can just elaborate on what projects were funded this year so far.
We're starting PB now for the budget in 2017.
Okay.
And in June of 2016, we adopted the budget for last year. But the projects are all sorts of things. Library projects. Libraries are very popular. Our community has a great commitment to our libraries. Parks projects are very popular. Transportation projects. We're going to get countdown clocks for our buses throughout the entire district. Nice. Here in the Northwest Bronx, although we do have significant subway service, but we're very dependent on buses. And having bus countdown clocks similar to those on the subway, I think will be very useful and prove very popular in participatory budgeting.
You mentioned the library, and I know I did a coverage talking about the new Van Cortlandt library that's going to come up.
That's not a PV project.
That's not a PV project, okay. So with that said, how do you think these projects support the kind of different backgrounds that are in this community? I'm not sure if you understand what that means. There are a lot of cultures in this community. Do you think these projects that are being funded actually support each aspect of the communities that are here?
Well, I'm not sure how specific they are to each unique demographic, but it was very important to me, and it's been a hallmark of the time I've been in office, to make sure that every corner of the district gets their fair share of city dollars. So if there's a technology project in Norwood or a new playground in Wakefield, again, I don't know about sort of culturally sensitive projects, but really making sure that every corner of the district gets their fair share of city funding. We make sure that happens through PB and also through our use of capital money, discretionary capital money that I get.
So part of the participatory budgeting will go to Intech Academy behind me, benefiting teachers, students, as well as parents. I asked the council member how community members can participate in selecting what projects they want funded.
The traditional way is you can come to our office. We have an office here in Kingsbridge, and we have a satellite office in Norwood. But people contact us, they call, they email, and we have a significant social media presence. And part of that is about attracting young people to participate in in PB. And people as young as 14 can vote in participatory budgeting. So it's really trying to make it as accessible as possible. And the level of commitment, we hope people will volunteer to be budget delegates and to do as much as they can. But even the simple act of just voting makes a big difference in determining what projects get funded.
What is you mentioned age and trying to attract more younger people. What is the youngest age you would say took part in?
People as young as 14 do.
14?
We try to recruit schools to participate. One of the things that has been attractive in participatory budgeting is supplemental technology for schools, the technology grants. And a lot of times a school will organize around trying to get one of these grants and really turning out their students to vote.
Nice.
And with that, I saw in the breakdown of the budget, basically you funded a couple of schools. Can you just elaborate on which schools they are and why you chose to fund those schools?
Okay.
Well, again, it's really about making sure that every corner of the district is represented. So that was really one of the driving factors in encouraging schools to participate in PB, to make sure that, again, whether Norwood, Bedford Park, Riverdale, Kingsbridge, that everybody gets an opportunity to vote for technology for their school.
All right.
So with that said, if you have anything else to share about this issue?
I would just really encourage, anybody who sees this to take the opportunity to contact our office and participate, and at the very least, come out and vote because it makes a big difference, and it engages people who might not vote in traditional elections. This is your opportunity to be heard, so we hope people really will take us up on it.
For additional information on participatory budgeting, visit council.nyc.gov/pb. This is Nancy Asiama for BronxNet.
And thank you. We hope we got a little bit more information about participatory budgeting. Well, we've come to the end of the show, and we want to thank our guests for joining us. But most of all, we want to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in. Now, if you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the recablecast at 5 and 10 p.m. on Cablevision's Channel 67, Verizon Fios Channel 33, or anytime on the web at www.bronxnet.org. I'm Darren Jaime, and it's been a pleasure coming to your homes. Have a happy and a safe week. Most of all, keep this channel wide open. Take care.